Hey guys, this is probably my second video this week, but, right now, my marriage is really struggling right now. My husband and I have been getting into very small arguments. We've been arguing a lot for the last couple days. And we got into a fight yesterday. And of course, it was over something stupid. Let me tell you. So, he forced me to go to the doctor yesterday. Not for what I decided to stay in there for, but for what he wanted me to do. So, he wanted me to test for the COVID-19. I show no symptoms. And I'm perfectly fine. But he was pushing it so far. I even asked the doctor who took care of me. He gave me a good reason why I can't be tested. Because I'm one of the non-prioritized, because I'm showing no symptoms whatsoever. And my husband's like, oh, you could be asymptomatic, or you can be carrying it and not show any symptoms yet. It could be in your body for 2 weeks and blah, blah, blah. Like, first of all, how about you shut the fuck up about it? Like, seriously, shut the fuck up. And then I told him to stop telling me about the coronavirus shit. It's not that I don't care about it. It's just, I'm just really tired of hearing it right now. And then he took that the wrong way, and he's like, and I just said to him, can we just stop talking about the coronavirus crap for a little while? I'm tired of hearing it. And he's like, cool. Fuck coming here. I'll see you whenever I'm in Ohio. And that set me off. I was pissed. I was so pissed that I was fucking crying. And I said, wow, can't believe you would just act like that in a split second. And I said, it's not that I don't care. It's just, I'm just tired of hearing it right now. I have a lot of shit on my mind and blah, blah, blah. And then he said to me, then stop acting like you don't care. Yeah. That was a dick move. You know, he keeps pushing me away. He thinks he's not, but really, he is. I'm not wearing my rings right now because I don't sleep with my rings on. But since I couldn't sleep, I was watching a little bit of videos just to pass the time till I'm actually falling asleep. I may be yawning, but I'm not tired yet. But the matter of the fact is that Austin is making our relationship so much more difficult than it really has to be. I mean, and now his grandma is putting thoughts into his head. And then we got into a smart argument, not yesterday, but the day before. He was arguing with me about my hair color. Okay, my hair color is purple. He doesn't like it. And he's been telling me to frickin' change it. And I said, no, I'm not changing it. Just because you want me to change it doesn't mean I want to. And then he made a whole big fucking deal about that. And then I said, well, I'm not going back to brown whatsoever. So what I'm going to do is dye my hair the darkest color there is known to man. Black. I don't fucking care anymore, dude. If I want to dye my hair, I can do so. And hey, it won't be purple anymore, so he should be fucking happy about that. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dye my hair before I leave. I'm going to go get some black hair dye and dye my hair. Since my parents don't want me to have purple anymore, my roots are already coming in anyway, and I can't get my hair done right now due to the virus, this whole pandemic. So, if he doesn't like the black, he can get the fuck over it, because I'm not changing it again. I've had purple in my hair for the last few months. I've had it in since January, because I dyed my hair back to purple back in January on my birthday with my best friend, who's like a sister to me. And I kept it that way for a while. And then finally when my roots came in, I redid it again. And he's making this so much more difficult than it really has to be. If I want to keep my hair color, I can do so. I don't give a fuck who says so. And apparently, I don't care what he says, or what he asked of me. And I said, first of all, you don't listen to me. You never have. You never taken any of my advice or anything, or took any of my concerns to consideration. So why should I listen then? That should be an eye-opener. A major eye-opener. I don't see why it's such a big deal, because it's just hair color. And he's like, the color doesn't look right on you, makes it look nasty, makes your hair look nasty, and blah, blah, blah. And I said, I had this professionally done. I paid $105 for this hair that I got cut, styled, and fucking colored. And I was so I was so satisfied with the outcome of it originally. And I did not want it to go away. But he's making a huge deal out of my hair color being the way it is, and he wants me to dye it at pretty much a natural color. Or he would say, any natural color, or any color but purple. Purple is not a bad color to dye your hair, okay? I've had purple in my hair for months, and then I dyed it back to brown, and then, I dyed it back to brown before my wedding, and then I kept it the same way for months, like for a while, and then I dyed it back to purple in January, and I kept it. And he's flipping shit on me because I have it purple, and he's like, it doesn't look good on you, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you said in your vows, you dipshit, that you would accept me for the way I am. Isn't that what it's supposed to be? Accepting your spouse for what they believe in, and what they look like, and what they want to do with their body? And he had to criticize me about my tattoos also. Keep in mind, I have 6. I'm gonna add 2 more at least. Put a quote on this arm, and then adding my best friend tattoo right on this arm. I don't give a fuck what Austin says. And if he wants to fucking bitch at me and divorce me for my tattoos and my piercings, so fucking be it. But I think that's a ridiculous reason to divorce somebody, is that you don't like what they have on them. Stuff that are pretty permanent. Like this. I got it redone back in February. I took it out the first time, and because I was afraid of Austin finding out, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get it re-pierced. I don't care. I got it re-pierced the day before Valentine's Day. And do I regret it? No, I don't. The only thing that he pretty much accepts on me at this point are my ears and my nose and my belly button. My tongue, not so much. But do I care? No. I do what makes me happy, not what makes him happy. My appearance shouldn't matter. And then he would just end up criticizing me left and right about literally everything. Every time he messages me, he has something to criticize me about. Like, every time I say, oh, I need to dye my hair, and he's like, you're gonna do brown, right? I'm like, fuck no. And pretty much, apparently, his grandma's on the same page also. This is why I don't really want to live with them. They're gonna make my life miserable. My life is already miserable as is. I'm out of a job. I got no money. Well, I do have money because I got money from the IRS, but you know what I mean. I put that straight in my savings, and I'm keeping it there. But, Austin is just overly critical. He's provocative. If he says that he doesn't care what I look like or what I do, then why in the hell does he criticize me? That doesn't make any sense. If he doesn't care for what I look like, then why criticize? There's no point in that. The only reason I criticize him is for the way he treats me. Period. He is very, very controlling. And he really pissed me off yesterday because of what I said earlier when he said, fuck coming here. I'll see you whenever I come to Ohio. I'm really majorly pissed off about that. I know it's not a huge thing to get angry about, but really, people get why I'm angry about that. That was literally totally out of fucking line. And that gave him no right to act like that. That was a dick move. It was fucking petty. I'm sorry I'm cussing a lot, but I'm just really frustrated right now. I thought I was going to be able to sleep and sleep it off and cool off or whatever. But no, I am still pretty fucking heated right now. And I texted him. I said, I'm going to bed. Good night. And then he said, I forget what he said. I think he said, I love you, sweetie. And I said, love you too. Just like, love you. And then just T.O. because I didn't care. And then he said, what's wrong, baby? And I said, I'm just in a mood right now. I'm not putting it on anybody. I'm going to bed. He's like, all right. And pretty much left it at that. And if he tries to piss me off even further tomorrow, I'm just going to completely ignore him for a whole day. I don't care. That's just pretty much giving him the cold shoulder. I'm not telling him anything right now. I'm just really, really upset with him. If he can prove to me that he can change his ways, because for one, like I said, he's very provocative. He's very controlling. He's immature. Like, what did he expect me to do when he was in Japan and he was out partying with his buddies all the fucking time? He was at the bar every fucking weekend. I was not having that. And every time he sent me a video, I said something. And he still sent me videos, but then after that, I kept my mouth shut. And I've sent him at least 6 long-ass paragraphs due to his drinking. And what kind of response do I get? He's like, when are you going to stop repeating yourself? Keep saying the same thing over and over and over again. And I'm just thinking in my head, I'm like, if you know what I'm saying, then why don't you do it? I don't listen to you because you don't listen to me. I don't listen to anything he says. Certain things I do listen to. Like, if he has an input on something and he wants my opinion on it, sure, I'll listen to that. But if it's something telling me to do something, like right this minute, I'll say no. I'm not going to do it. And then he gets pissed off at me for not doing it. Like, could have said it in either in a nicer way or have not asked me at all. Because he is controlling. He's a fucking control freak. My mom and dad have been trying to tell me all along. And I didn't start realizing it until after we got married. Maybe like 3 or 4 months after we got married, and then I started realizing it even fucking more. Like, as soon as we got engaged, I knew the controlling part of him was there. Well, hell, I knew it from the entire beginning. I knew at the very beginning that he'd be controlling as hell. But it didn't get worse until after we got engaged. Then it settled down for a little while, and then after we got married, it went done. And he likes pissing me off on a fucking daily basis. So, whenever I get angry and he doesn't take me seriously, he pokes fun at me. And pretty much makes me even more mad. And then he laughs even more and pokes more fun at me. And then it could lead to 2 things. Either A, blowing up on him, or 2, hanging up the phone. The majority of the phone calls we've had, I've blown up on him. And a couple times I did hang up on him. But every time he fucking pisses me off, starting now, I have done it in the past, and I'm going to start doing it again. He's done this to me multiple times. If I somehow piss him off, he hangs up on me. I've done that to him twice after he fucking pissed me off. I think the time I hung up on him was when we were on Skype, and he was really fucking pissing me off, and I was frustrated, and I just literally hung up the phone. And didn't even bother to call him back. And I was furious. I was steaming mad. I mean, I was fucking pissed. Like, I was super fucking pissed. And I pretty much got the fuck over it. And then later on, when he was coming back to the States, I think he was in Tokyo at the time, he literally blew up my phone at fucking 2-something in the morning when I was sleeping and I had to be ready. I had to get up for work early at that day. I think I had to be at work at like fucking 11. And then he called me at least, I believe, 20, 25 times. And then he kept texting me, and I said, leave me alone, because I texted him back, and I said, leave me alone, I'm sleeping. Which, that was a huge mistake that I made. That was an error I made. If I just didn't answer, and I would have silenced my phone, I wouldn't have had that issue, and I would have been perfectly asleep. But that's all, and then he was like, don't do this to me, I want to hear your voice before I get on the plane, because it's going to be a 14-hour flight. Like, I was still fucking pissed at him, and I was fuming mad because I got woken up. And I am not a happy camper when I get woken up. I wake up on my own. Or I wake up by an alarm on my phone. Because whenever I had to be at work at a certain time, like, let's say I had to be at work at 2, and I was working 2 to 7:30, I would set my alarm clock to 1 p.m., I would get up an hour before I had to clock in. Which really, It only takes me about 25 minutes to get ready, and then I'm out the door. I don't even bother eating. But now that I'm out of a job, I don't really have to get up at any specific time. But yeah, Austin has a majorly bad habit of doing that. And he joked with me the other day, and I said, at least now we're in the same time zone, you won't wake me up in the middle of the night. I was like, oh, I'll still do that. I'll call you at a random time in the middle of the night. And I'm like, you better not. Because by that point, I will turn my phone off. If it comes to that, I will turn off my fucking phone. I've done that in the past. I turned off my phone for a full day. It was perfect. I don't really need a phone to make me happy, you know. But I have the iPhone XS. I love the phone. I really do. But it's not advanced technology for me because a lot of kids in my generation are getting really fancy ass phones like I do. But I didn't get my phone, this XS, until I had a job and I bought it myself. And I've had this phone for about a year. Because I think it'll be a year. I got it in, I believe, May, But I don't really necessarily remember. But anyway, Austin also criticizes me for having an iPhone too. Like, I won't get any other phone. I won't get Android. I fucking hate Android with a passion. I fucking hate it. And then he says that iPhone is trash, and obviously I say, you know, Android is trash. That's just a personal opinion, but that's not going to change my mind on what kind of phone I get. And he's trying to change my mind. He's like, you should get this, or you should get that. And I'm like, no. I'd rather have iPhone and iPhone only. And I'm keeping it that way. So, yeah. That shows how controlling Austin really fucking is. And my parents are tired of me getting depressed all the time because of him being controlling and manipulative. Yeah, I'm starting to put in the manipulative part. Because I also feel like I was pressured to move to South Carolina, pressured into getting married. I wasn't pressured to get engaged, obviously, because I didn't know. But I felt like I felt pressured into getting married and moving to South Carolina, even moving to Japan when Austin was still in. Now, if the paperwork wasn't so fucking complicated, he'd still be in, and my ass would be over in Japan right now. But I'm glad I'm not. And I'm keeping it that way. When all of this whole fucking shebang goes away, and it all calms down, then maybe I would fucking love to travel the world. That's been one of my lifelong dreams. Traveling the world. And the other thing on my bucket list is going to every single state in the United States, including Alaska and Hawaii. But with my marriage, how that goes, I really don't know what to do anymore. I've pretty much given up all hope. I've given up. Because he's treating me like absolute shit. He's been treating me worse than he was when he was in Japan. He's treating me worse now that he's back in the States. And he thinks it's okay to try to boss me around and think, oh, I'll just boss my wife around and she won't care. I'm like, dude, you're fucking wrong. I don't let anybody tell me what to do. Nobody. Not even my parents. Sorry, I keep messing with my hair. But I am independent. I rely on myself. The only time I ask my parents for something is if my bank goes overdrawn and I need money and that I have no money in my savings. But now I have money in my savings, so I can pretty much do whatever I want with it. If I want to spend $2,700, I sure fucking will. That'll pay off my phone. I could pay off my phone alone, and I can even pay off my fucking credit card with that money. I can pay off my whole credit card, my Best Buy credit card, and my other credit card too. So that's why I'm not telling Austin about it. Well, he kind of asked me about it, and I said I got it, and I didn't say how much I got. Well, maybe I have, but excuse me. I am now starting to get a little bit tired since I've been babbling on for the last almost half hour. But he was wondering why he didn't get his, which I'm curious why he didn't get his either. But it's my money. I'm in control. I can do whatever I want with it. But yeah, ever since Austin got back from Japan, it's been a living nightmare. I mean, it is a freaking nightmare. I'm tired of dealing with all this shit every fucking day, and then think that he has power over me just because he's my husband. That's not the case. A woman has a right. And if he thinks he can control me, he is gravely mistaken. It's not going to happen. And have I listened to him since he's been back? No. I didn't listen to anything. So pretty much I'm telling him to kiss my ass. Because I'm not listening to anything he says. Because he's very controlling, especially. And he thinks he has a way of getting me to do what he wants. Because if he doesn't get what he wants, guess what? He throws a fit. And then he lashes out at me. And then gets all pissed off saying, why didn't you do that? Why didn't you do this? Or why didn't you do that? And blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, hello? I'm a human being too. I'm not a fucking robot that will listen to every fucking command. And if he tries to boss me around yet again, I'll be like, what am I to you? Am I your wife? Or am I a fucking robot? What am I? And he's like, you're my wife. I'm like, a man shouldn't be telling their wife what to do. Like, I thought they were supposed to. I'm like, no. They're not. I dealt with a manipulative ex back in 2016, forcing me to change. I'm not going to let someone force me to change. And if I want to keep my purple hair, I can do so. If I want to have my tongue pierced, I can do so. If I want to get more tattoos, I can do so. I have nobody to tell me what to do. I don't care. And I will get more tattoos because I'm getting one with my best friend. Austin can kiss my ass on that one. I'm done. I'm done listening to him because all it's ever doing is causing us to fight even more if I don't listen. Which, I don't care anymore. I won't listen. I don't give a shit. So, I'm going to conclude my video for the night. I've been babbling on for the last half an hour, and I think I'm running out of things to say. But, just keep in mind, if you're a spouse, don't let your husband or your wife tell you what to do. Otherwise, you'll be in the same situation as I am right now. Just keep that in mind. So, my video will be concluded for the night, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.